Welcome to the Worst Sports Channel on YouTube with me, Coach Ryan D. Adjustment time. Tampa Bay Lightning. Hit the pause button. Big X. All right, in our playoff preview, link above, we compared Tampa, Florida, and I think we did an excellent job of logically breaking down the Panthers and the Lightning series. And we went ahead and applied one more statement of logic, which was Nikita Kucherov hadn't played all year. He was coming off of injury. Steven Stamkos was coming back off of injury. They had played a long time. They were tired. They were banged up. And we were wrong. Dead wrong. I was wrong. Time to adjust. Time to recalculate. Let's talk about Tampa Bay. Let's talk about Florida. Stick with us till the end, because is Tampa Bay winning the cup? Give you my prediction at the end of this video. Roll the intro.
Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming up. Look at Lemieux. Oh, my God. Oh, baby.
So what is going on in this series? Tampa Bay has a commanding 2-0 lead.
But Ryan, lots of teams come back from that.
Sure, they can come back from that. But if you're paying attention and watching the series, Sergei Bobrovsky in the first game did not play strong. They end up adding Chris Driedger to the net. Driedger's got better puck handling skills too. But in the second game, Florida is starting to look outmatched. If we look at the stats, they look closer than they actually are. And the play of Andrei Vasilevskiy, the addition of Steven Stamkos, and Nikita Kucherov has given the Tampa Bay Lightning the injection they need. It has given the Tampa Bay Lightning the incredible depth that they need. And frankly, they're kind of a bunch of cheaters. I know, like, not legitimately, because it's within the rules of whatever guidebook the NHL has, but it feels that way, doesn't it? The Tampa Bay Lightning are $17 million over the cap because of the way the cap works. Kucherov comes back. He doesn't play the rest of the season. We are talking about a team that has a near $100 million payroll. So yeah, you're a bunch of cheaters, Tampa Bay. Doesn't mean I don't like you, though. I mean, this is a great team to watch play. But Tampa Bay is handling Florida, and you know what? This looks prime for a sweep, to be perfectly honest. Florida absolutely needs to take the next game, but the way Tampa Bay is playing, the better teams start to show off more and more of a discrepancy against weaker teams the longer series go on. So we're seeing that, I think, in game 2. Sure, Florida is one of the best teams at scoring goals 5-on-5. Sure, Tampa Bay has mediocre power play and penalty kill and even goals for numbers in the regular season, but none of that matters because now that everybody's back and healthy, this is likely the number 1 or number 2 scoring team in the NHL along with the Colorado Avalanche. This injection of players, especially Stamkos and Kucherov, Palat's back in the lineup because he was banged up for a bit. It makes it unfair. This is an absolutely unfair team. So Florida, your regular series is out the door. Our previous analyst is out the door. It's a $100 million team that has now circumvented the cap. Yay! Whatever. Vasilevskiy is arguably the top goalie, maybe second best goalie in the NHL right now. Bobrovsky is being outclassed. Coach Q is a fantastic coach. Florida's got a lot of up-and-comers, but I think they're going to lose. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape last game. You can see now up on your screen, shots were pretty close. Florida outshot Tampa Bay, and they outshot them in the second and the third period. So you'd be saying, no, don't worry. This will be all right. It won't be all right. Vasilevskiy stood on his head, and he will continue to stand on his head. You also don't have a very good power play. Here it is, 0-3. Power plays and penalty kills win series. They do, and Tampa Bay has a fantastic penalty kill. You have a mediocre power play if you're Florida. So tough beans here. No goals go in. Tampa Bay didn't score either, but they didn't need to. Penalty minutes. Okay, let's run around and hit everybody. Well, we've talked about it before. That puts you out of position. I love watching it. This has been a violent, fantastic series, and Sam Bennett being suspended definitely didn't help them. But go ahead, lay all the bod you want. Tampa Bay has a bunch of big, tough Canadians on their team, and those big, tough Canadians will take the hits, shrug them off like they have their whole career, and they'll just put goals in on you, and then they'll go hit you when they want to hit you. But the story in this series is going to come down to talent. Tampa Bay's just got way too much of it now that they're healthy, and Tampa Bay's goaltending is excellent. So I actually am going to readjust my prediction of the Florida Panthers winning this. I'm going to say Tampa Bay takes it. They're likely going to take it in 5, but let's call a sweep. Let's just go right to the top. Okay, now let's take a look at the Florida-Tampa Bay matchup scenario, shall we? Well, let's walk through the forwards, the D, and the power play just to make sure we hammer this point home. And you let me know down below in the comments if you think I'm wrong with it. If we take a look at line 1 versus line 1, Verhaeghe, Barkov, Duclair versus Palat, Point, and Kucherov, You know what? As much as I like Florida's line one, I think Tampa Bay's kills them. I mean, that's just star-studded. What do you want from it? It's gross. Take a look at the second line, Killorn, Cirelli, and Stamkos versus Weinberg, Huberdeau, and Tippett. Again, I'm taking Tampa Bay's second line here. And then just for speed of this, go ahead, read the third lines, read the fourth lines. I mean, Tyler Johnson is on the fourth line for the Tampa Bay Lightning, for Pete's sakes. Like, they beat them all over the lineup there. Let's take a look at the D. So you got Hedman and Ruda versus Weegar and Forsling. And Weegar has been a force, an absolute force since Aaron Ekblad went out. But that injury to Ekblad absolutely hurts Florida, because then you're following up with McDonough and Cernak. I mean, Montour and Nudavara it's good. It doesn't hold a candle. It just doesn't. And then, I mean, Mikhail Sergachev is on their third line. That's all you should know. Like, yes, Keith Yandel and Gudas are there, but you could call this a wash at best. I'm going with Tampa Bay on pairing 1, 2, and 3. I am. If you disagree, let me know. And then the so important special teams. Let's go ahead and compare the power play units. I mean, Hornquist, Weinberg, Huberdeau, Barkov, and Yandel. That's a really nice unit. There's no question. But you're countering that with Killorn, Point, Kucherov, Stamkos, and Hedman. That's deadly. That is a scary unit to get on the ice, and how physical this series has been and how emotional Florida has been as a young team. They're going to be in the box, I think, a little more than the Lightning are. And then the second units, again, I mean, there's no competition, right? It's got to be Tampa Bay. What do you guys think? Who do you think wins this battle of lineup matchups between these two teams? Am I right? Is this going to be a sweep? I got a sweep. So that means that the Tampa Bay Lightning are then going to end up facing the Carolina Hurricanes, because the Carolina Hurricanes are absolutely going to dispatch of the Nashville Predators. This is a really boring series. When you actually take a look at the way these series match out, kind of makes me feel like an old Simpsons episode I once watched.
Halfback passes to the center. Back to the wing. Back to the center. Center holds it. Holds it. Holds it.
Halfback passes to center, back to wing, back to center, center holds it, holds it, holds it!
See? And which one do you think is the exciting one, right? Comment down below. And by the way, if you're liking this content, if you're liking our playoff coverage, go ahead, smash a subscribe, especially if you're new to this channel. Drop a like if you're on this video. We are working hard through the playoffs to go over 500 subscribers. We're at 472. We'd love to be able to get there. Thank you for being with us. Comment down below on anything hockey related. So now we have Tampa Bay and we have Carolina. Let's take a look at an adjusted tail of the tape, and let's talk about round 2, and then let's talk about where that leaves Tampa Bay in regards to the actual Stanley Cup, because this is looking tough. So yes, we are absolutely writing off the Nashville Predators, and we are writing off Coach Q and the Florida Panthers. My channel, you don't like it? Make your own. Carolina versus Tampa Bay seems to be the logical round 2, and these are two powerhouses. So you end up getting a comparison of teams that are well coached in terms of Rod Brindamore and John Cooper. You get a comparison of a team that plays a full team structure game in Carolina and just oodles and oodles of talent and veteran presence on Tampa Bay. We could take a look at this tail of the tape all we want, but they have a 4-4 record. This is without Nikita Kucherov and a banged up Steven Stamkos all year, maybe even a missing Steven Stamkos or Andre Palat or Ryan McDonough. Let's just keep going down the list. But it won't matter, because none of these stats are going to matter, because the Tampa Bay Lightning have circumvented the cap and it's a totally different team in the playoffs. But for argument's sake, 9th in scoring for Tampa Bay, 8th on the power play, 4th in the penalty kill. This is all just going to skyrocket up. And sure, they are playing the 2nd best penalty kill and 3rd best power play in the Carolina Hurricanes. But those numbers were achieved not playing a full strength Tampa Bay Lightning team. So I think Tampa is going to come in at number 1 or number 2 in the NHL right now. I think they look deep and ready to make a big, long playoff run. We're readjusting our predictions. Tampa's going to dispatch of Carolina. They are. And this is really going to screw up our NHL prediction of a Boston-Toronto final, because that's what we had, because they're going to reseed at 4 teams. So Tampa Bay then ends up coming in as a 3rd seed. Whatever. They're not. And they're going to end up playing our North Division winner prediction, the Toronto Maple Leafs. So you're going to end up with a Tampa-Toronto conference final, leaving you with our prediction if it comes true, and I think it will, a Boston Avalanche final. I still have Boston going over the Avs. Come at me, bro. Tell me more. I know the Avs are good. It's a bad matchup for the Avs if Boston can dispatch Washington. Yeah, I know. I get it. We're making a lot of predictions. That's the best part about brackets. And I had the Leafs going up against Boston, but I'm sorry, Leafs fans, if you got to play this Tampa Bay team as deep as you are, they're deeper. They're deeper, Leafs fans. So we're going to end up with a Boston-Tampa final. We'll come back. We'll adjust this as the playoffs are going on. Maybe I'm dead wrong. But there is your breakdown on the Florida-Tampa series. Florida is absolutely going to get dispatched by Tampa Bay, probably in 4. Carolina is going to dispatch Nashville, probably in 4. Carolina-Tampa should be an okay series. I'm thinking Tampa in 6. And then our bracket ends up changing, and it really, sadly, is going to negatively affect Leafs fans quite greatly, because I think Toronto has a fantastic matchup against Carolina, where Toronto beats Carolina. I don't think Toronto ends up beating the Leafs. So, c'est la vie. That's our breakdown for today. Let me know if you agree in the comments. Coach Ryan D out.